प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य मणिस्थ श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहुरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Om. May my speech be firmly established in my mind. May the mind too be firmly established in my speech. May there be perfect correspondence between my thoughts, words and actions. O self-effulgent Lord, be revealed in my consciousness. May the truths of the scriptures come to me. May not what I learn from them ever forsake me. Let me live my life day and night according to their teachings. I shall speak what is appropriate. I shall speak the truth. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om. Peace. 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 Let us feel our true, divine, ever perfect, ever blissful self as a candle steadily burning in our heart. A steadily burning candle flame. Let us feel ourselves in our heart like this. It is of the nature of light. It is constant. Let us feel that light becoming more and more bright. And bigger and bigger. I see it has occupied my whole body. It is light. I see that light spreading all around. All different forms and names I see getting dissolved in this light. Like the ice cubes getting dissolved in water. All the forms are now dissolved. That obliterates the fictitious framework of time and space. All is this one without second, luminous, intrinsically blissful, homogeneous existence. This is my true nature. Let us hold on to it. Even as we start seeing the variety of names, forms around, all these are forms of the same one reality, that is the Self, whom peace, peace, peace. So let us begin today's discussion on this great biography of Sri Ramakrishna with our usual prayers. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashvapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadattatam Bhuvi grinanti te Bhurida janaha. In last class we were seeing this great power of Guru expressing through the personality of Sri Ramakrishna by just getting over all the sense of this ego, I, that is limited by body and mind. When we get identified with body, like I am so many feet tall and I weigh so much, this is my color of skin, this is my age, and so forth. I have this physical problem, I have a heart ailment or whatever. Then we are identifying ourselves with body, which is a big, major problem with us, which makes us suffer. Actually, we are not bodies. Just as we are not our coat, just as we are not our car or our house, we are the self that is not limited by body, not even limited by mind. And when we give up this false notion, then we see that we are infinite. Now, with great efforts, one breaks through this identification and attachment with body and mind, and can, by the grace of the self, become free. But the world teachers, not only they become free, they are really born free. They assume body for teaching others. It is like a person who has gone to visit the prison to give some gifts to the prisoners. They go there. It is a good thing that sometimes they go and teach yoga to the prisoners. Sometimes they bring some gifts to them and so forth. Now that person is also in the prison like all prisoners. But is he a prisoner? That person is not a prisoner. That person has come on its own accord. The prisoners have not come there on their own accord. They have been put in prison for some crime or whatever they have been convicted of. They cannot leave on their own accord. This person gives the gifts, talks to them, looks at the clock, okay, now I have another appointment, bye, see you next time. He waves and goes away. But the prisoners don't have that freedom, they have to remain in prison. So, we have to remain in this prison of body and mind. But we also want to become free. All of us have the desire to be free, to be what is called mukta. The Sanskrit word for that is mukta. So mukti is what we want. Yes, our Charlie tells that when I asked him, will you have tea? He says, I only like mukti. Mukti. So not other tea. Only this kind of tea I like, mukti. So it is... I said, take this Darjeeling tea, this Lipton, no, this green tea. No, I like only muk tea. So it is. So this is, we like it. Like the prisoners also want to become free. But they are given this sentence. We are sentenced to be bound. It is binding in this world. That sentence also has the double meaning, sentence. So somebody said that marriage is not a word, it is sentence. So it is a sentence. You don't treat it as word. So anyway, joke apart, but it is that we are bound by our what is called karma. That therefore we are born with this wrong identification. I am this body. And that is the problem that makes us suffer. The incarnation of God is like that somebody who is coming to the prison to help the prisoners. So, comes to the prison means takes the body, but it is a voluntarily taken up body. It is not that it is not identification with body. It is voluntarily taken up body. And so, never identifies with body, can take it off, can put on. It is up to that free will of that person or the need, that's all. If I have to meet these people, I have to go to the prison. So, voluntarily the person goes to the prison. That is the incarnation, God. And then such a person can become teacher. No identification with body. No limitation at all. Tremendous power. All power is then manifesting through that person, because that is connected now and not to this limited identity that I am this body, but I am the all-pervading reality, and now I have assumed this form, this body, for this work. So that is where actually the teachership is. No human being can teach spiritual truths to people, but only such person can become the proper teacher. So, Sri Ramakrishna is being described here as a perfectly egoless instrument. Ego here as a technical word, philosophically important technical word, does not mean like we usually say this person is egotistic. Not in that sense. Here ego means that principle that I am this body, this mind, I am 5 feet 6 inches tall, or I am weighing 180 pounds, or whatever, you see. That is the ego. You are not that. If you identify yourself with your car, then you will say that I am Toyota or I am Honda or whatever you say. I am a Mercedes. Are you Mercedes? No, that is the car that is Mercedes. It is not that you don't become Mercedes. It is so. Of course, Mercedes is name also. Somebody had sent me an email with that name was Mercedes. So that was not the name of the car, but that one lady. So it is anyway. So that is not our true nature. It is important to see this, that, and when we practice by looking at this example, that here is a person looking exactly like us, has, eats like us, walks like us, sees things like us, falls sick also like us. It is falls and breaks the limbs like us. It is all that is very much like human, because has taken up a human form, but is constantly aware that I am not this body. I am not limited by body or mind. I am divine. And that God is the only reality, and that is known by such. Sri Ramakrishna was always aware of this, and he would therefore give this instruction not just by words. Words don't go far. Many times they just go from one ear and get out, even without touching the brain. Empty that pipe between the two ears, going at one end, getting out by another end, without entering the brain at all. So it is, so after the class, ask somebody, what did you learn today? Huh? It was a very good class, but what was? I forgot, because it never really touched the brain. So I forgot everything. So it is, the words don't go much far. What goes in is the person behind those words. And that makes the difference. It is the character of that person, the nature of that person, that touches us. Otherwise they are just empty, meaningless words. So Sri Ramakrishna, when he says God realization is the goal of human life, then that makes sense. Yes, and God realization is the goal of human life, because he has shown in life that nothing else can bring fulfillment in this life. You may achieve many other things, but big or small, they really do not have much meaning. It is all like the fake currency notes. If they are fake, then whether it is $10 or $100 or $1,000, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is, even if somebody is looking to get money, if I offer the fake notes, I'll say, sorry, but I don't need it, thank you very much. It is, you won't take for that fake notes. But if somebody doesn't understand that they are fake notes, then they take. And that is why in the world we meet so much frustration, because you cannot really buy anything with fake notes. We take these fake notes and go to buy happiness with that. And we said, well, sorry, this doesn't work, this is fake. So we show another fake note. Sorry, this is fake note, you can't get happiness. You can, we go like that, but trying to get happiness Okay, I am a millionaire. Oh, sorry, that doesn't bring you happiness. It is fake note for that. Oh, I have so many university degrees. Well, that's okay, but that is also for this purpose. Fake note, you cannot buy happiness with that either. I have so many wonderful, these talents. I can sing well, I can play drums, all that. Very good, but that cannot buy you any happiness. Because they are, when it comes to they are fake notes. We start realizing this in life, and therefore what happens is frustration. You try to encash those things, then you discover that it is what I have got is all fake notes. So let them be thrown away. That is called, in religious life, that is called renunciation. You are not to give up anything that is real. Only that which is fake is to be given up. Nothing that is true is to be given up. But all that is you were valuing as if it is real, when you see that it is a big heap of trash that you were considering as good and important, that alone is to be given up. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna showed in life, that all that people consider to be very valuable in life, keep on running after it, thinking that it is valuable. He showed that it is all meaningless. It is not only meaningless, what you buy is suffering. Through that, you don't get anything but suffering. So therefore, Sri Ramakrishna showed this thing. Let us read the next paragraph. That what we had read, it is page 454. The exalted power by which the Divine Mother removes ignorance and delusion from human minds is called Guru Bhava or Guru Shakti, the nature or power of this Guru. The scriptures declare this divine power to be the Guru and advise human beings to have faith in it and to offer wholehearted reverence and devotion to it. But a worldly minded person who has just started to learn to practice devotion and respect cannot comprehend or love an incorporeal power. So the scriptures advise paying respect to the human guru who gives initiation in spiritual life. There are those who say that they are ready to love and respect the power itself, but question why they should love and respect the human being through whom that power is manifest. The power does not belong to him or her. Yeah, the objection that is very clear, and many, especially the modern intellectuals, they have this question, that, well, I understand that the divine, that God is the Guru, but what is there to consider a human being as Guru? Well, it is, the reason is like this. When you want water, you go to the faucet. Faucet, is faucet water? Faucet is not water, but to get water, you go to faucet, which is easy for you to go. Say, for example, here in Rhode Island, the water comes from a reservoir in Situate, not far from here. From Situate you get water, but do you take your cup to Situate to fill with water? You just go to the faucet in your home and fill it there. So that is what the human guru is. That we do not have that connecting capacity to the formless, infinite, abstract power. We need some manifestation through human being. Then on that we can connect to. It sounds very nice that what is the need for a human guru? After all, Sri Ramakrishna was a human like us. Why we should consider that as Guru, that all-pervading Guru Shakti, Guru power? We will revere that. Oh my dear, that's fine, but how are you going to connect to that power? Do we not connect, say, when we make this, say, building or whatever, you have to have electric connection. We need electricity. So, what do we do? Electricity is all over, everything is charged with electricity. That doesn't make these fixtures burn, you see. These fixtures do not get lighted. We have to have a proper source of this electricity manifestation. Production has to be there. Then we do not go to connect to the source where it is being manufactured. And we connect on the street, the electric that cable is running under. So we just connect our house wiring to that, and thus this gets all connected. We can use electricity. Now everybody knows that these fixtures are not electricity. These outlets of electricity, they are not electricity, but from there you get electricity. So you have to connect to that. Otherwise, you will not have basically electricity. You may just have an abstract idea, and that is the bane of this so-called intellectualism. That well, I know it is all pervading, but do you get it? You don't get it. It is all frothy hard talk that leaves that person ultimately high and dry. It is important to understand that why we need a human teacher, something that you can connect to, the guru that gives you initiation. When you connect to that, then through that flows that tremendous infinite grace that is the divine. So, therefore we saw that Sri Ramakrishna repeating that there should not be the attitude of a human being about the Guru. Just as when you go to faucet to get water, you do not think of that color of the faucet, what metal it is made of, how much did that faucet cost. No, it is the source of water, that much alone you are aware of. So when you go to a human guru, you don't have to worry whether the guru, he has a small nose or big nose or the skin color of the guru. No, but is a manifestation of the divine teachership. The divine teachership is manifesting there. To get that, we have to go there. This is a very subtle point, friends, that while we have to approach a human guru, we do not have, we should not get that only that human part of it. If you get only human part of it, get attached to it, we miss that point. It is like admiring and licking the faucet. You miss the water by that. So it is very important that we understand this distinction. It is, if I see that it is a tightrope walk. It is not easy that you may consider that human being, so that is not important. Oh, but that is important, you have to approach that. But approach that as the source of divine wisdom and get it from there. That is, is to be remembered. So, we make mistake either on this side or on that side. Either consider that teacher, human teacher with the human abilities as the source of all Guru power. No. That is to be, that human person is there, but that human person is to be looked upon as not human, but the source of what you are looking for. So, either we consider it just mere human, or it is just divine, I have no connection with it. So it is either way. There was a verse of Bhagavad Gita quoted in the beginning of this chapter, that it is, people do not understand me. Lord Krishna laments about it, that it is, they consider me that avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwara. That when they see the human manifestation, they see that I am human just like them. They do not see anything beyond, and thus miss everything. So we have to practice this, that while seeing the human being, while approaching the human being, while dealing with that human being, yet always try to extract that something which is beyond the human, that is divine, that extract that divine from that. So this is a balancing trick that we have to do. So that is what he is explaining here. There are those who say that they are ready to love and respect the power itself, but question why they should love and respect the human being through whom that power is manifest. Our answer to such people is that, brothers, it includes sisters also, it is fine if you can respect that divine power, but be careful that you are not being cheated by your by your deceptive mind. Actually, you have never seen that power, and a person endowed with that power existing separately. It is like fire. Fire and its power to burn cannot be separated. It is, you cannot separate the abstract from the concrete and take just the abstract. You approach the concrete and through that you get the abstract. It is like you are reading, say, a book, say this book. Now what is the book? Basically it is not the papers, it is not the print also, it is the knowledge that is there, that is the actual essence of book. But then you have to put that knowledge in some kind of hardware, this paper, the ink, the language. These are all the vehicles through which that knowledge is being provided to us. Do you get this point, Prithvish? So both are important. Give me just knowledge. I don't care for to get any book or any hardware and or anything. No, it is how will you get it, you see. It is, if you have that capability, then you can do that. But well, rarely anybody can have that capability. Almost all of us have to get the book. Or the whatever form that book may take. These days you have audible books. That is also you have to put that knowledge in some language and in some sound, and then that sound gets into you, that gets converted. So some kind of a hardware you have to have as a vehicle, as a means to get it. So, therefore, that knowledge is just as it needs some concrete vehicle to travel, so also this power of Guru needs some vehicle for us to come. Otherwise, we are deceiving ourselves. It is, we get deceived. In other things we make that mistake, but we do not say that. For example, one devotee was arguing with me that what is the need, of doing all this worship? God is everywhere. You say, I am divine. Why do you have all this and you offer this fruits and sweets to God, and you show lamp, incense stick? What is the need of all this? God is not just that. I said, fine, you are perfectly correct. But just see what is your limitation. Is your wife, is she that body? Is that so many 160 pounds of flesh, bone, blood? Is that your wife? No. And yet you consider that body as wife. Why do you need to? You can say just, I love you, darling, that's enough. Why do you need to give a hug or meet her? You don't have to meet. What is the need of meeting? Just to have love in heart, is it enough? Isn't it? Why you need to? You keep on thinking, oh, I have to meet her, and so forth. Why? She is not the body, and she is that same spirit. So why? So it is because of our limitations. Just as we have to actually go, he was going that day to California to meet some very close relations. So I said, why you don't need to go to California? Just think of that person right here in you. After all, we are not bodies, we are spirit. That should be enough. When you get to that stage, when you can do that with your friend, your wife, your relations, your children, then you are capable of doing worship like that. You don't need any images, any particular formal rituals. You are free from all that then and then alone. Otherwise you need all these things. To reject those things even before getting there is just being stupid, missing what you could otherwise have. You will miss, that's all. And so many intellectuals, therefore, one sees that they do not have, they call themselves intellectuals, but do not have this simple intelligence to see this. It is a misnomer really that I am an intellectual. Means I am, you can really identify. Over the years I have seen that when somebody says we intellectuals, I put in parenthesis stupid, It is intellectuals. So they are not really intellectuals at all. So as Sri Ramakrishna points it out that we do not know how you can accept one and pay love and respect to it, but reject the other. That is fire and the burning power. Well, I respect the burning power, but I don't care for fire. Then where is the burning power for you? And this is a great example in Vedanta. That if you want to get one, you have to get other. You cannot separate them. So, he continues further. When a person loves someone, an ordinary thing that the beloved has used becomes precious to the lover. Even used clothing or a flower touched by the beloved becomes sacred to the lover. The very ground on which the beloved treads is extremely precious and dear to the lover. Is it then necessary to explain why a devotee should love and respect the human Guru? It is God who dwells in the Guru's body, accepts a devotee's worship, and bestows grace on that devotee. Only those who do not understand the mystery of the Guru can speak in that way. Those who have true devotion to the power of the Guru will definitely develop love and respect for the Guru's human form, which is the vessel for that divine power. As the time progresses, one gradually understands, feels that love for the Guru. It is initially this thought again and again disturbs the mind. But as the time progresses, the love, adoration, devotion to that human form also grows, because it is through that you have got everything. How much you respect, the source from which you get something, that you develop a respect for that, an adoration for that, and that from which you got the goal of your life fulfilled, how much devotion you will feel for that. And that is why we see that all the great sages, they adore their gurus so much. The great Shankaracharya, now who can be more intellectual than Shankaracharya? But look his adoration for the Guru. Tremendous this idea that it is through the grace of the Guru that I am seeing God. It is the Guru has made this, even all this knowledge of the world, he sees as manifestation of the Guru. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, that a great saint and tremendously intelligent person, I mean that intelligence is not of this world. It is, he says, he compares the Guru, he says that it's a beautiful verse. Mavalavita Vishwabhasu Naval Udela Chandanshu Advayabjini Vikasu Vanduata. That in the beginning of his commentary on one of the chapters in Bhagavad Gita, so he says, let me now begin with salutations to the one who is a very special kind of sun. A sun, but not an ordinary sun. When ordinary sun rises, you see this universe of names and forms. But this sun, when it rises, this appearance of the universe, as it were, sets. The ordinary sun, when it sets, then this appearance is gone. But when that Guru, that sun rises, then this appearance disappears. Mava Vita Vishwabhasu Navala Udela Chandanshu. This great sun and very special. Navala means that astonishing, amazing, a different kind of wondrous sun. And that is, what does it do? It makes the lotus. It is said that the sun makes the lotus bloom. So the lotus blooms, but this Guru also is the sun, but what lotus it blooms is the lotus of non-dual perception. Advayabjine Vikashu. That lotus of non-dual experience, it brightens up, it opens up when that Guru, that sun, the Guru shines. And this is how you will see all great sages, they had such tremendous respect to their teachers. Sri Ramakrishna, the God incarnate. You see the lives of such people, how much respect and you say worshipful attitude towards the Guru. Lord Krishna, see the incidents described in Bhagavatam. Really it brings tears to your eyes that that Krishna, the God in human form, but worships the Guru and asks, please tell me, we just had been here, I did not get the chance to do any service to you, O Guru. Please tell me now as we are going away, what Guru Dakshina means, what something that is dear to you, I will try to get that for you. So it is the adoration, the respect, the reverence that is very, very important. It is, there is a story of a king that it is, so that king had a spiritual teacher. And then that Guru had lost his slippers. He had gone somewhere and then those slippers were on the that river bed, just the waters of the river took those slippers away. And then one day a fisherman caught those slippers in the net. And then this fisherman recognized that these are the slippers of that king's Guru. So he brought those to the king and then put a price. That, yeah, it is, what price? He gave a figure, the big figure. The king said, well, I give you 3 times that. Uh, and it was a huge amount. And then he takes those slippers to the Guru, saying that, Guru, these are your slippers that I got. Now what those, most ordinary worn out slippers. It is these slippers he takes to the Guru and says there was some ego there. That saying that, oh, I paid these many millions for these slippers. The Guru said, wah, wah, very good, but you got them for cheap. The idea is very important. It is very cheap, compared to what the value of the Guru's teaching is. It is a trifle, you say. So, the story, it's a story. It may not be something that really happened, but many such wonderful things have really happened. That they so much adoration for anything that is connected with Guru. Oh, it is from my Guru. That's it. Nothing is more valuable than that. So, the master explained the subject by telling us the following example of Vibhishana's devotion. Vibhishana was, a brother of the demon king Ravana. That demon's younger brother was Vibhishana, but he was devoted to Rama. He left the company of his evil brother and came to Rama as the war was about to go between. He tried his best to convince Ravana to stop that enmity with Rama, but failing to convince him, he decided to come to Rama. I will not become part of it. So, and then sought surrender, refuge at the feet of Rama. So, after this all happened, Ravana was killed, and Rama gave that kingdom of Lanka to Vibhishana. Vibhishana became now the king of Lanka. Now, there is a subtle difference between that Vibhishana after all belonged to the race called Rakshasas, the demons. They are not exactly human beings. So, they have different qualities, different nature, different appearance and so forth. So, Vibhishana belonged to that race of Rakshasas. It is a kind of a different species. So, it is, but became the king of that Lanka. Once, long after Ramachandra passed away, a man's boat sank into the ocean and the big waves tossed him onto the coast of Sri Lanka. Now Vibhishana has been granted immortality. Rama passed away. But Vibhishana, there are these 5 in Indian, these epics, who have got that immortality. That Ashwathama, Bali, Vyasa, and Vibhishana. So, these 5 are considered the immortals. So, of this Ashwathama's immortality is painful. He cannot die, that because he committed terrible sin, so of killing many while they were these children and all, as they were asleep, he went and butchered them. So, so he was given this bane, this curse that you will never have freedom from pain. You will live forever carrying this pain. So he is immortal. But that is not a sought after immortality. This is a very painful, terrible situation. The others are, immortal, but that is the immortality of bliss, that they are constantly in company of God. So, after Rama has now passed away, what happened? Then that person, that man got on the that coast of Sri Lanka, being brought in by the waves. So, when news of the castaway reached the court, the mouths of many Rakshasas, demons, began to water as they heard of the arrival of a dainty morsel, a human body. They used to eat human beings, So, hey, come on, a human being has, we got it. So now their mouths start watering, you see. It is, like those, they sometimes, I saw myself, that a chicken was caught by somebody and brought home, and the children in that home so it is like us, it is immediately seen as food, you see. So it is that a human being, a delicacy. So it is, Swami Vivekananda tells a story that one priest from some European country went to Africa to, spread the Christian doctrine to them. He wanted to preach them all God and all that. Then after some time he was not seen, so a new priest arrived amongst those tribals, and then he asked them, okay, how did you like my predecessor? And they said, delicious. So it is. So this human being, they saw, hey, now their mouths were watering. But this news brought about a wonderful mood in the mind of King Vibhishana. With tearful eyes and his voice choking with emotion, he said repeatedly, what great fortune! The Rakshasas were amazed. They could not understand his devotion. The Vibhishana explained to them, my Lord Ramachandra came to Sri Lanka as a human being and blessed me. What great fortune that today, that after such a long time, I shall see another human form. It seems to me that Ramchandra himself has returned. Speaking thus, King Vibhishana went to the coast, accompanied by his courtiers and friends, and with great love and reverence brought that man to the palace. He placed the man on his throne, and he and his family served and worshipped him like devoted servants. Vibhishana kept him in Sri Lanka for some time, presented him with money and various jewels, and then sent him back home with attendants, seeing him off with tearful eyes. What it means is that even something, my Guru was human being. My Lord Ramachandra was human being. And here is a human being that reminded him of that Rama. It is very important, to see, understand, feel this connection. One has to see the devotion that is associated with these things. So with that devotion, the door for wisdom opens up for us. We shall continue this study, but not coming Tuesday. Coming Tuesday, we have a guest lecture. The guest lecture by a Swami coming from Fiji, Swami Tadananda. So please see that all of you come and bring your friends, because it is a special Tuesday that Swami from Fiji is going to come and give us a talk. I don't exactly remember the topic now, but it will be displayed and it will be intimated in tomorrow's newsletter that we will be sending. So please come for that, and with that we shall meditate for 30 seconds, and if you have any question after that, and we can discuss it. Yes, please. So good, no question today. So let us conclude with the closing prayers. May the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahura Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. So there is some pieces of cantaloupe kept there. Charlie was telling, well, I want to elope, so I can't eat cantaloupe.